Hi, my name is Kat Kerr, and today we're talking about Chippies, a new product from Joggles.com. Now, what are Chippies? Are they an embellishment, a stencil, a texture, a base for a project? I say yes to all. Now, Chippies come in 14 beautiful designs, and they're made out of white chipboard. They measure 4.5 by 9, and they can be painted, inked, sprayed. Sky's the limit. Now, before I show you my finished projects, I first want to give you some ideas on how to use them. Now, one fun way to use your Chippies is by using it as a texture for your monoprinting plate. Here I'm using an 8x10 gel press monoprinting plate. I added some acrylic paint, rolled it around with the brayer, and then pressed the Chippy directly onto the paint. I pressed it down, making sure that it had full contact, and now this monoprinting plate is ready for me to pull a print. What I love about using them as texture on the plate is that I'm creating these wonderful monoprints while also adding paint to the Chippies at the same time. You can also use them as a stencil. My favorite way to use them as a stencil is by using art spray. You end up with a nice clean image. Plus the color soaks in beautifully on the white chipboard. I also love applying a thick texture medium with a palette knife. Here I'm using Finnabair's Crackle, and it's a nice thick layer, so I'm going to get some beautiful cracks. You can also add color and design by using ink pads. Here I'm using these really pretty metallic colors, and I'm just applying it directly onto the chipboard. And because you have a lot of white space, you can take any design and add it to the chipboard. Here I added a crackle design, and now I'm just going to add some color with some art spray. Now, my favorite thing to do with the Chippies is to simply paint them black. Once the black paint dries, I take a white marker and add some mark making. So now that I've added color to all of these beautiful Chippies, now what do I do with them? For my first project, I created a paper lantern. I created 2 additional panels using the metallic inks and then glued them onto matte Duralar film. I used some clear packing tape to connect all of the panels. Before connecting the final panel, I added some rhinestones. The only thing left to do was to add a light source in the center. For my next project, I used the black Chippies to create a hanging panel. Now, the reason I love using black is because black goes with everything. So for this piece, I went through my huge pile of prints that I never finished. You can use a mono print, or in this case, I used a print that I created on white craft plastic and alcohol inks, and it works perfectly with the black. So I just mounted it onto the white craft plastic. I trimmed around it, added some rhinestones and some holes to add some string, and it's ready. It's beautiful. Now, what I also love about these Chippies is that you can cut them with a pair of scissors, and you can remove the elements within the Chippies, or you can give them more of a jagged look and cut them without rhyme or reason. And so with this particular journal page, I just started cutting and cutting until I was happy with the design layout. I glued all of the elements to the journal page, and then I took a white Sharpie, and using the elements as a guide, I started to go around all of the elements and add some mark making. And then I finished off the page with an image and some text, and the page is done. There are just so many great ideas when it comes to these chippies. You can use them in your journal pages, you can use them as texture in your monoprinting, you can also layer them to give them added dimension, or you can manipulate them to really make them pop. So sky's the limit when it comes to these chippies. For the complete list of materials used in this video, see the description below. And if you're looking for more tutorials using joggles.com products, visit me at cadcur.com and click that YouTube playlist button. Thanks for watching.